From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, September the 18th, 2025. 2 Israelis were murdered in a terror attack this afternoon near the Allenby crossing in the Jordan Valley, the checkpoint between Judea and Samaria, the West Bank, and Jordan. Details were still emerging as of the time of the taping of this newscast. Here is an initial tweet from the IDF, who said a terrorist arrived in a humanitarian aid truck from Jordan and opened fire. Security forces neutralized the terrorist at the site. The Times of Israel reported that the terrorist was an aid worker from Jordan on his way to Gaza, who reportedly also stabbed the victims when his gun jammed. A spokesperson for Magen David Adom paramedics said today that the victims were 2 men aged 20 and 68, and that they were pronounced dead despite resuscitation efforts at the scene. Israeli security forces were looking for any other individuals who may have been involved in the attack. The IDF continues its operations in Gaza City, saying today it destroyed a weapons storage facility there containing explosive devices intended to target IDF troops. Over the past day, IDF troops also eliminated terrorists and dismantled dozens of military targets, including it set observation posts and tunnel shafts in the areas of Khan Yunis and Rafah. 48 hostages remain held by terror group Hamas in Gaza, now captive for 713 days. Well, we turn now to Canada, where police in Halifax, Nova Scotia, arrested a 31-year-old man yesterday suspected of several incidents of anti-Semitic graffiti that was found this past weekend. CBC News said Halifax Regional Police responded to 6 incidents of racist graffiti on the peninsula on Sunday, including 3 incidents where the graffiti was written directly on synagogues. The graffiti included swastikas and the words, "Jews did 9/11. Israel's President Isaac Herzog last night addressed the delegation of 250 U.S. lawmakers who are in Israel this week for the 50 States One Israel conference hosted by Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The president addressing accusations and falsehoods against Israel, sharing his pride in the country and the steadfast U.S.-Israel bond.
They cannot judge us by seeing something on TV which is distorted and feel that this is the story of Israel. Absolutely not true. There's something else in this country, a nation of huge values and great contribution to humanity. And when we say ironclad bond with the United States of America, it's because we drink from the same fountains, from the Bible, from the values of the Bible. And what brought America to be so great is what makes Israel so great as well.
A coalition of major Jewish organizations gathered at Capitol Hill yesterday to call on Congress to address the safety concerns of the Jewish community, in particular ahead of the high holidays. Presenting a 6-point plan, it wrote, formulated following the murder of 2 innocents at the Capitol Jewish Museum in May. It lays out concrete steps that the federal government can take to protect the Jewish community, it wrote, to increase nonprofit security grant program funding, dedicate funding for additional security personnel, increase the FBI's domestic terrorism intelligence capabilities, increase funds for local law enforcement, prosecute hate crimes and extremist violence, and hold online platforms accountable. The event was held under the banner United for Security and included leaders and officials from the Jewish Federations of North America, the Anti-Defamation League, the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations, the Orthodox Union, and the Secure Community Network, whose director and CEO, Michael Masters, said the gathering underscores the importance of our collective commitment to security and preparedness and the generational impact it will have for our community. As we approach the sacred high holidays, we must remember that we are strongest when we are united. And Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, begins this coming Monday evening. And as always, we will have services for you here on JBS beginning Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time from the Hampton Synagogue, followed by services from Central Synagogue at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Services continue Tuesday and Wednesday. Complete information can be found on our website, jbstv.org. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, September the 18th. At 8 o'clock, actress, author, and Israel advocate Noa Tishby is on Being Jewish with Jonah Platt. At 9, Itzhak Perlam is on L'chaim. At 10, it's David Harris on Defending Israel, followed by a replay of the news. And coming up next, it's a look at some big Jewish questions with Rabbis Ammiel Hirsch and Sharon Kleinbaum. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, September the 18th, 2025. I'm Teisha Bader. I am away tomorrow, but I will be back with the news next week on Thursday, following Rosh Hashanah. Wishing you an early Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova Umetuka, a happy, healthy, sweet, and peaceful New Year.